My Sprint 5 progress demo. In this sprint, I completely finished up the stage spawners that I've been working on for a while. I don't have time to show the spawner for each stage, so here's the updated classes for each of the stage objects, which there's an interface up here that each of these implement. And then stage 1 is currently the only one with the power-up enemy function in it, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So the spawners are all complete and the patterns are all complete, and I enhanced the patterns a little bit with some vector movements so that the enemy ships move towards the player ships, and that's done with some simple math. So what we do is we calculate the difference in the y and the difference in x between the two enemy or the two objects, and then we get a magnitude vector in between those by squaring both the dx and dy, adding them together, and then getting the square root. And then we normalize the dy and dx by dividing them by the magnitude that we calculated, and then we use that normalized dy and dx as the movements for each frame for the player or the enemy, so that they move dynamically towards the player ship's position. Another thing that I did was I made it so that not all enemies in a stage will spawn a power-up, only certain enemies that I define in my stage spawners. So whenever I flag a normal enemy object as a power-up enemy, it runs the image through an RBG image filter that I made that that looks at each pixel's red channels and blue channels, and then just swaps the values for the two. So what that does is it turns all blue pixels into red pixels and all red pixels into blue pixels. And here's a before and after. And then once the color shift is done and they're rendered on the screen, they have a little bit of a different movement set so that they can be differentiated from the normal enemies aside from just their picture. So here I'm going to give a quick demonstration. The enemies come out normally, and then there's one of the power-up enemies, and he'll come out and he'll follow me based on that vector math that I talked about. And then if I kill them, they launch out more than one power-up at a time, and I'll just kill them so that they fire out some more power-ups, and then some more of them will come out here, and that is what I've done for this sprint. Thank you.